internet making? Oh, thank you. I don't want to die. Okay.
Hey everyone.
1 second. I'm just trying to get some stuff set up.
Hey, hey everyone, welcome back. I'm sorry about last few times we were supposed to record this. We got sidetracked, been tired. Just a lot of stuff in life. Hope you guys are doing alright, and welcome back to TPK OTAKUS.
Yep.
I'm the World Hunter 95, also known as John by many. And with me is my co-host,
Sunphi. Hi, guys. As a positive though, we have a lot of cool things coming out in the future, so we've been working on that.
It's true.
So hindsight's 2020.
It's the only hindsight that we got. But it's gonna be alright. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? The world ending or something?
The world proceeds to end.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, guys.
Anyways. So today we have a double feature. We're supposed to be watching Dororo as suggested by World Hunter and suggested by me, Classroom for Heroes or something like that.
Yeah, it was Classroom for Heroes, I remember it.
Yep. Let's start with newer anime, which is Classroom for Heroes. Actually, before that, as yesterday was episode 10,070 of One Piece, aka the episode of Gear 5 Luffy. John, today have you been seeing any like clips of it or anything?
So I've been seeing a lot of clips of that, but like I haven't I never put together what exactly it was. I thought it was just more One Piece clips because I watched another episode of One Piece and I got distracted today. So I was like, God damn internet. Stop looking through everything that I have any account signed into.
No, it's yesterday it crashed the internet.
Damn. Well,
The reveal.
Good news.
Gear 5 Luffy crashed the internet. Most streaming sites could not show it. I even tried watching it like yesterday, like after we got done with your session, and I couldn't go on to either of my sites because it was just like, nah, can't, it down.
Yeah, bro, no, we down today. I'm sorry, man.
And then I saw the clips and I'm like, I don't know if you ever were like, fuck you to the internet before. I got such a murderous rage. I was just like, this is the only. I don't even watch the anime. I read the fucking manga, and you dare disrespect me like this. TikTok, fuck you and go die in a hole.
I have felt that way about many different things, but I mean, at least here it's working now, which is good.
Yes. But
yes.
So that's our two pieces of that. I plan on watching it as soon as I'm off of here. So next, I will update you guys on our Twitter once I see it. On my official opinion of it, because I've seen clips, but I don't feel that gives the general gravitas of the moment, if that makes sense.
You need a lot more in there to see.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, John.
Yes.
Classroom for Heroes. What were your thoughts on that first episode?
Um, I was kind of on the fence about it. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed watching it a little bit, although it's not my cup of tea. Like, I didn't think it was too bad. It was kind of going down a more fantasy feel for, like, My Hero Academia kind of thing, except for knights and mages and shit. To be perfectly honest, I didn't really fully like it.
I didn't like it either. It was good. It was really good. It was good. But it felt fast, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it felt like it was going way too fast.
I was like, okay, so this is the main character. Cool. Okay. He's badass. That's super cool. Wait, what's going on? Wait, what?
Yeah.
What? Hold up, what?
And for the arcs that they had in the few episodes that I watched, like, those should have taken a few episodes to get done. It was like, oh, episode 1, hey, be my friend. No, I don't want to be your friend. But I'm going to help you. Okay, be my friend. I also now have a crush on you. That cannot be done in a single fucking episode. It needs a little bit
more.
Yeah. Like, don't get me, like, the art style was awesome.
Like, it didn't feel like it was like a straight crush. It felt more like, because if you understand where she's coming from, she never really had friends or anything like that. More like,
it was like
I just know how to address my emotions this way.
Yeah, it was like crush and friend kind of melding together, because you have someone that you like to hang out with, that you enjoy spending time with them, who wants to be your friend. And you don't know how to deal with all those emotions or anything else.
Yeah. And then how they basically wrapped up in the episode, I was just like, okay. It might have been a good anime if it would have slowed down.
Yeah.
Like, that was blinding speeds.
Like, yeah, like, don't get us wrong, the anime is actually, it's cool, and like, it's kind of an interesting story that could turn into something really amazing, but it needs to fucking breathe. It can't keep drinking from the fucking river.
It needs to slow down on the knob and on the fucking pedal. It needs to push on the brakes a little, because if it keeps going like this, it will crash into a tree.
Like, it is still drinking from the fucking river. We're trying to pull the head out. It's not coming out. And the brakes are shot, man. It ain't good. Like, it has a cool story. The main character is actually kind of cool. But
I even love his design. Like, design-wise, it's very pretty and, like, all that shit. Power system seems really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Story-wise, oh my god, I had fucking mental whiplash. You, John?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, you know me, I usually don't like OP main characters that are just godlike entities that are just holding back their power for something. But the main character understood why he was holding back his power, what he's really able to do, and there was a reason behind it, and actually a pretty good reason.
Yeah, it even showed. It wasn't like one of those main characters like Honors or somebody where it's like, oh, the students just okay with it. Dude was creating collateral damage. The students were scared. They were like, oh, what?
Yeah.
The hell? When he actually showcased it.
Yeah.
So it made sense. It made perfect sense. The dude was like, I just want to make friends. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, and like that, the magic system I really enjoy. And if I may make another reference to My Hero Academia, it also had an interesting way with that, with All for One being one for all. There we go, one for all. Being, hey, yeah, main character Deku uses the power of full force. Bones break. Our main character in where the hell we watched, I can't remember the name, but yeah, he doesn't use full power because he'll fucking kill someone by, sneezing in their general direction. People will die. It's not going to be fun.
It's not going to be fun. No one's going to want to be your friend if you're the murderer.
Yep. And don't get us wrong. We like murder. I mean, yeah, murder. It's very good. But it's, we love the show. But if it took the time, like they took its foot off the gas, slowed down, breathed from the fucking river, and stopped drinking so much, it would be even better. Like, I don't know if you agree with me on this terms, but
I do.
If they slowed down a little bit,
you know me. I love OP main characters, and I love fantasy. I do. But that story was fast. I got mental whiplash. I was not understanding what was going on.
Nor I. Like, I didn't understand half the stuff that was going on mixed with, I was like, okay, so anything I do understand. Yeah, sure, they're now friends, but also now they're like best friends? Okay, there was no filling in the pie. So what the fuck am I supposed to do with pie crust?
It was an ice pie. It had filling. The filling was fucking ice cubes that were melted.
No, screw it. It wasn't even fucking ice cubes. It was like, I look inside the pie and there's like, someone has taken, has somehow treated my entire pie. It's supposed to be filled with, jam or something, right? And just went, okay, I'm just gonna scrape some jam or whatever the fuck I'm gonna put on there. Just right at the bottom, and there we go. Now it's filled. There needs to be more filling. Why is there no filling? I don't know if I've voiced an opinion on this, but I don't like filler episodes, a hell of a lot of filler episodes, but still, filler episodes are needed to make sense of things.
It had no pacing. I think ultimately our biggest gripe is that it had no pacing.
It had, yeah.
It paced with one speed, and that was speed.
That was, yeah, it's not even fucking sprint, it's just fast. And like, if it had pacing, if it took the time to feel everything out, very high tier anime. Very high tier.
I give it a 5 or a 6. I give it like a 5.5. Honestly.
I'm gonna have to probably give it I'm gonna say probably a 3.7.
Okay, I can understand that. Because I still give it a 5 because it's average. It's very average. And if it wasn't for the pacing, which docked it a huge couple of points because it would have been definitely a 7 or a 9. If it wasn't for the pacing, definitely would have been a 7 or a 9. Mm-hmm. But it didn't have that. It didn't have pacing. It was just go burn.
Yeah. And I put my rating so far down that, like, watching the episodes, like, I enjoyed their main character kind of being himself, but I had to rewatch entire episodes to figure out what the fuck was going on, and that took up a lot of time I really didn't want to do. But it was too fast. It made me do things I didn't want to do. Not enjoyable at all. But fix the pacing. Make sure there's actually filling. perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know we're absolutely dissing it. I know I said it's terrible. I didn't like watching it so many times, but watch it once. It's not bad. The characters feel really cool. There's a lot of stuff in there that could become something big and awesome.
Okay, now Dororo.
What did you think of it,
You're gonna
Sunphi?
hate me. You are gonna hate me.
Okay. Before you tell me, did you watch the entire series, or you only watch a few episodes?
I only watched the first episode.
Okay.
Based on the first episode, I did not like the show.
Okay. May I ask why?
It's not like, oh, I hate it and I don't understand why you don't like it. It was more like, I hate it, but I can see why you like it, if that makes sense.
Okay. Why exactly did you not like it? No, be perfectly honest. I want to know what kind of feel you had for it because my opinion
With
is
my feel, I was not okay with how it more or less was like, um, it felt like Berserk light. That's the best way
okay.
I can say it.
I feel you on that. I can see where you're going with that.
Like it was very like I want to step over the line, but I don't know if I can. Do. Like bitch, choose a lane.
What part, or was it just the entire episode that gave you that feel?
The whole episode just gave me the feel of like this is just Berserk light.
I feel you on that.
Like if you want to get someone into Berserk, this is this is the anime to do so.
On the other hand, I've watched. So I suggested this because I watched the entire series multiple times because I liked it, and I will let you know. I don't know if this will convince you to watch it or not, but if anyone's here thinking about picking up and watching and trying to get a good feel, I think episode 5 or 6 is when shit starts hitting the fan even more insane like. And I really enjoyed it because maybe it was just it made brain very happy. But I like
For me,
mm-hmm.
it just felt like Berserk. Like I can get why you like it, but it was just,
yeah.
as someone who watched Berserk, this is I and liked it. This was you fell you fell face of God.
What exactly made it? What does Berserk have that Dororo does not have?
It need Dororo needs to push it to 11 from the gas point.
Okay, I feel you on that.
Because from the gas point, you got Demon Slayer, you got not Demon Slayer, Goblin Slayer, and Berserk, who both just say, push that fucking shit to the fucking 11, let's go!
Okay, yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, Berserk was very much like everything's out in front. Dororo's a lot more of a bit of a slow burn. And I think also like it focuses on, although like there's demons in the world that's killing people and shit, but humanity being the biggest villain.
Which I get it. I mean, shit, fucking Berserk had Griffith.
That's true. I know around episode 5 or 6 it does push everything to 11, even higher. But was there anything about the show you liked?
How he was basically a fucking living doll was cool. Fucking Pinocchio looking ass.
Yeah, I like that too. I
Motherfucker Pinocchio, you cannot
oh no
tell me
no
otherwise.
absolutely. But do you have any desire to watch further into the show?
Maybe,
Okay,
but that will have to wait.
that's true. If you do, one small thing I liked was, you know, how in the first episode he killed that demon and he got his leg back or some shit. No, he got his face back.
Mm-hmm.
Those scenes right there is stuff I really enjoy about Dordoro. That although it's like it's small, like he's doing this to get his buddy back and everything. But also, the more parts he gets back, he also runs into a situation where he has like the knife arms and shit. That's really helpful, and he's had one way of dealing with everything. Like he can't hear, see. He can see soul energy though. But something it tackles that I really enjoyed was when he gets like his nervous system back, and he can feel everything. And there is a scene where he does get stabbed, and he feels pain. He doesn't know how to fucking deal with it though. And when he's able to see and hear, and like all noises mess with him, it was just shit I really enjoyed.
I can believe that.
Yeah, and very very much Pinocchio with sword arms. Well, Asian Lies of P. There we go.
It just felt too much like, oh, this dude's just Pinocchio.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel ya. I'm sadly a sucker for slow burn shit.
Yeah, I don't mind slow burn shit, but you gotta catch me in the first.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Like, you don't even have to catch my attention fully, because Hunter didn't.
Hmm? Oh yeah, no,
I
absolutely.
will admit it. But at least it was like, okay. After I gave it some time and was like, okay, let me look for something. I liked the characters.
Hmm?
Since Dororo is a silent character, I could not attach myself to him.
I funny enough actually could attach myself to him even before he started speaking. And I don't know if it was just because he was just kind of going one way, didn't talk much, as you know. Although you will not, I don't know if you, do you think I talk a lot or no? Because I don't think I do.
No,
Okay.
that's why we're best friends. I do the talking, you do the silent.
You do talk a lot. But yeah, I could connect with him. I could feel kind of where he was going with it. Dealing with weird ass fucking changes and having to relearn everything.
Oh.
But if we may take a back step to, like the first episode catching someone's attention even a little bit. I agree with that. When I first watched the show, I got through the first episode and went, it's kind of interesting, but I don't fully know. I do agree it should have had a lot more of a oomph to it. Which still, it had, for at least me, it had some cool stuff to it. So it's like fighting demons. But I think it was kind of just hey, this is the world, this is kind of what's going on. These people are important in this way. This guy did this thing to get better tidings, and what the fuck's up with this? And what the hell's up with that? That's all I got about Doro. What would you rate it?
I don't want to rate it.
You're gonna rate it.
I don't want to lose my best friend, so no.
Rate it.
You can't get mad at me.
Rate it.
You can't get mad at me.
Rate
I rated it 2.
it. Understandable. I'm gonna rate it a 9.5. Making it fun enough, I think, with just between us, probably. It's still actually kind of low for both of us.
Yeah.
We'll hope we at least try to convince you guys to watch some of the animes that we thought were cool or badass, or just to have you guys try something new.
Okay, so we're gonna continue what we did last time because that seemed actually to work a lot. You get suggest one anime to watch for next time, and I will suggest one anime to watch for next time. How about that?
That sounds perfectly fine. You go first because I gotta find an anime.
Okay, for me, it's been on my watch list, so I'm giving myself no excuses to keep it on my watch list. High School of the Elite. Because it looks so cool. It looks really cool.
Actually, those are kind of cool. Here, let me get my list up real quick. Why is it taking so long? I'm trying to find it. It's got to be somewhere.
I believe you. Because if I don't, then I have to kill you.
Where is it? I just saw you somewhere. Where could you be? I just had you somewhere.
That's really cool. That's good.
But screw it. Another odd action one. I'm gonna put forth Tresse.
Hmm?
Let me get the name of it to send to you.
Oh, thank you. I don't want that.
Stop bad phone Discord. Do later, okay? There we go.
Tresse.
Yeah, Tresse. A little bit of a left field anime, but interesting. And yes, I think you, as well as other people, could probably see a trend in my interests.
That's okay. So thank you so much.
Alright. Reviews out of the way. I feel like we had something else to talk about.
But we talked about One Piece because that's the big thing. Talked about the anime.
We should watch One Piece. Like all of One Piece. All in like one day.
I mean, you can watch it a week if you watch One Piece.
Watch it all in 1 week.
Yeah, you can watch it all in 1 week if you Google ONE space PACE. It is a fan community that takes all the filler, all the non-relevant shit of the episodes and puts them into basically 2 hour-long movies. So you can get it done in 1 week within reasonable time.
So if you ever think about doing One Piece, anyone out there, do that. Don't do what I did and have a weird, I don't know what to call it, OCD or some shit. I already started One Piece. I can't do that. My brain refuses to allow me to do that. And I don't know why.
Because your brain's a bitch.
Like I started One Piece. I was like, I don't want to get all the filler stuff. But my brain's like, not happy. You have to watch all of the episodes. We started with all the episodes. You watch all the episodes, John. I go, aw, I don't want to though. It's a lot of work.
Well, enjoy your grave, John.
So One Piece taken care of.
One Piece taken care of. The anime,
Reviews.
both the anime recommendations have been taken care of. We can talk about the upcoming plans since they're for the channel.
Yeah, we can.
Not this Monday.
But next Monday.
Next Monday, if everything goes right, we will be starting session 0 on our YouTube channel around this time with our new D&D campaign. Hosted, DM'd by me, and
recorded, and I'm also a player in it.
Yep, as well as his amazing girlfriend and 2 of my other friends that I've been meaning to DM for.
Yep. And do you want to tell our audience how you came upon this idea?
Yes. John can put this in the name in chat. It's the YouTube channel is called World of IO. If you go to the if you want to get to the Twitch, which has episode 3 currently out, it's Brett Ultimus, or however you want to say it.
Brett Ultimus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put. Okay, there we go. Get the link for that.
Hold on.
So in essence,
you pause. Brett Ultimus. So BRETTULTIMUS. He is doing a Lost Mind of Fandover hardcore campaign. I took a lot of inspiration from. Mine will also be somewhat a hardcore, but where his is hardcore masochist version, mine's hardcore like a challenge run campaign, if that makes sense. It's still difficult. It's like still looking to be very difficult, but as my co-DM / player can attest, since I had him look over a lot of things, it's balanced, it's fair.
We're talking Demon Souls versus, or Dark Souls 1 versus Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Still fucking
Which
hard
one's the
as
easier one?
balls. Huh?
Which one's the easier one?
Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
I know I'm gonna probably
So
get some rage from that, but it's true. I played Dark Souls 3. I beat it. I still have not beaten Demon Souls or Dark Souls 1. Fight me, nerds. Dark Souls 3 is easier.
So yeah, Dark Souls 3 is mine. But Ultimates is Dark Souls 1, and so as someone who has currently watching it is currently on episode 2. True or false? It is basic. We're not wrong here.
Well, I think also for Brett and the entire party, I think player choice is also not helping the survivability.
And it's not even just like, oh, character collection. Because some of them I'm like, but it's player decisions. Like, ultimately, it's player decisions. I'm like, you are tempting the universe to smack you in the mouth.
If I may reference to Yahtzee, who is the guy that is behind Zero Punctuation when he reviewed Dark Souls 3, getting raped in the face and quite liking it. Somehow.
So, yeah. Mine, it's definitely difficult. It's sadistic.
Well, I think
to the point where they had to, because it doesn't really matter, because I don't think it's going to be showed on their YouTube, probably. They had to, when they were live streaming their episode 3, the judges were so far against the players, they got TPK'd with their new party in a matter of seconds. Like, it wasn't even fair.
Well, I don't fully... Okay, in my opinion, although I'm on episode 2, I don't fully blame the DM for player stupidity.
Because their player stupidity is... It leagues and bounds.
Alright, so... everyone here, you should watch them because they're awesome, they're funny, and I really enjoy the episodes. They gave me a chuckle and cured my depression. Almost cured my depression. They decided to roll for everything. Not just... So one of the hard rules that I know Sunphi's putting into his game is starting from strength going down to charisma, you roll 3d6. Whatever you get, you put in for that stat.
Yep.
Yeah, so his players, the DM for the thing we're taking inspiration from, they rolled for the class, the race, the background, as well as for the stats. And it ended up absolutely terrible, but they're still rolling with it, and it's funny. And
it's like looking at a car crash.
Yep.
It's like you know that it's going to happen. You're just waiting for it to hit.
Well, it's... So, to explain how the sessions are going, it is... The entire party got into a car crash. They all somehow survived, mostly. Some things are lost than others, and then they keep pouring gasoline. It keeps exploding, but they keep surviving. And then they die.
100%.
It's funny. It's a bunch of awesome people.
And like he's not. Brandon Ultimus isn't like a bad DM. Like we can definitely say, I can, as both of the viewers, I can say that he's not a bad DM. He really cares about his party.
Oh, absolutely. He is an amazing DM that he's trying to keep the game challenging, but not impossible, and trying to help the party out, still playing the world.
And I And I didn't want to take directly from it because, to me, I love my friend group. I do. But they're all psychotic people like me, and while I know that John and his girlfriend would very much so have brains, just because two members still doesn't mean that I trust everybody to.
Yeah, and that's also excluding if the party listens to what the hell I have to say. Depending on what character I play and what I roll, that may not be happening.
Exactly. So I gave some several layers of buffs onto it that I think logically, in my opinion, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Which you'll have to wait until Session Zero to see what I mean by that.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to play in this game. I'm excited and worried, and well, no, bad worried, but it's. Okay, in your opinion, Sunphi, who do you think is gonna die first?
This is gonna sound extremely stuffed. It's either your girlfriend or my female friend that is also joining. My female friend because she's a newer player, and I still think she's gonna be smart. I still think she's gonna be things. But there's that layer of being a newer player to D&D that's like, But your girlfriend kind of has an issue with dice, and I think that's what's gonna kill her.
Watch her get amazing rolls through the entire thing, and I have absolutely shitty rolls. I get 3 in like 3 different fucking stats. I do agree though, the dice are not her friend. But
like for real, like I love her. I do. But whether it's against her or for her, the dice say fuck you in your entirety.
Yep. And Sunphi, when we start getting this moving a little bit, do you want to put your rulings for this on the Patreon or?
I'm probably gonna put it on the Patreon, honestly, because once we get it to a point where I like it, because I will tell our viewers this: the rules are subject to change. If I do find them too difficult, or if I do find them too hard, I will subject to change them. Because what I'm trying to do is not go for like a sadistic version of what he's doing, Brett Ultimist is doing, but more of, hey, you like D&D, but it's a little too easy for you? Here's some a harder set of rules that are more balanced, if that makes sense.
We're taking realism and adding more real tierism.
Yeah, because, John, I don't know about you, but one of my issues that very deterred me from D&D as a DM for the longest time is that D&D just felt too easy. It honestly did.
I can see where you're going with that, but then again, I barely ever play with the normal rules. I usually homebrew absolutely everything.
Yeah.
But I do agree that like early levels for D&D are, for me, feel kind of like I have to think this through. But then like getting past like level 5 or so, it's like, oh, I have all this cool bullshit stuff, which is cool. Like this counter spell, that's level 3 stuff. But no, actually, level 3. What you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
After a level, you go from being adventurous to being, like, kind of demigods. Kind of early-ish. Like, even, like, before
like, with
level
mine, 10. Like, one of the rules I'm going with mine is I'm banning resurrection spell. There's resurrection items, but overall, resurrection is pretty much like a banned thing because then it kind of takes away the urgency of your players of being like, oh, I fell down, I'm dead. I can just wait it out. Do.
Mm-mm.
In this case, you fall down, you don't have an item. Well, I guess I'm dead.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the way the demigod feel and more. I'm a high level experienced adventurer instead of I am a god.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which you can still be a really cool character by being a high level experienced adventurer.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, absolutely.
It's not like I'm removing everything because you guys still have healing. There's still ways to get around some stuff. It's just
resurrection is very, very hard.
Yeah.
And I really you've heard my opinions and thoughts on the different rulings you do. You mind if I share one of them that I really enjoyed?
Sure.
So, you know my favorite thing that I pointed out was the thing you did with Blood Hunters.
Yeah.
And it's a small tweak. Do you want to explain it, or do you want me to explain it?
You can explain it, but before that, to explain, I have very little homebrew that is being added. Normally, and John can attest for this. As a DM, I usually say, "Oh, homebrew. So long as it's not broken beyond belief, you're good to go."
Hmm?
John can tell you, I limited the hell out of that shit.
Oh, he absolutely did. Like, the first time I looked at it, I was like, what the fuck do you think you're planning, asshole? Where the hell's all my cool stuff? But, luckily, the stuff that he does keep, and luckily the stuff that he has right now, I don't know if you're going to add any more stuff that you think might work, or whatever the hell we may or may not do. But what he has right now is actually really good. I like a lot of it. So he's allowing, and it made me happy that you kept Gunslinger. Although I'm trying not to play it. I'm trying to go out of my way to try and not play one. But you know that's gonna probably what my go-to is.
Dude, I would just fucking laugh if all your stats are just shit except your fucking dexterity and con. You're basically your hands just tied behind your back, just like, well, got no choice now.
My hands are tied behind my back, and then they're not. What the? How'd you do that? I have no fucking idea. How do you get a gun? I still have no idea. But you're gonna die.
Because for me, I think where I have it is because it is fantasy. It is high fantasy.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
But it's not like it's modern. It's more like medieval, right when guns were being introduced. If that makes sense.
Have like a Aetherpunk kind of feel.
Yeah, an Aetherpunk.
I like that. But then again, I'm also a gun fanatic, as you probably can tell.
So guns do exist, but they're brand new.
Perfect.
So you'll probably get bullets as magic items. Just don't expect guns.
Well,
because no one was smart enough yet to be like, hey, let me add magic to a gun and see what happens.
Alright, so we're kind of like doing like a Percy DeRollo kind of situation that they're entirely new, and for them to become even bigger of a thing, more recently wise, a PC's got to be like, hey, I got a gun, and I'm going to build it, and I'm going to make it cooler and better and add blackjack and hookers.
Yep.
Okay, cool. But, back to the Blood Hunter. So, speaking of DeRollo and Critical Role, a good thing, one of my favorite campaigns was Campaign 2. And a small spoiler for Campaign 2, the thing that took out Molly, who was the Blood Hunter, was his own power. The Blood Maledict, I think it was?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, that. In essence, when you play a Blood Hunter and you use a Blood Hunter ability, you roll a die, you take that kind of damage towards yourself to invoke powers within whatever weapon you're using, making a sword into a fire sword or whatever the hell you're trying to do. Mully died from using his ability that killed him. For with what Sunphi's doing for this game, if I were to play Blood Hunter, my Blood Maledict could not kill me, but it could bring me down to like 1 HP.
Yeah.
And
it can. Basically, I looked at it and I was like, why the fuck would I make the fucking I'm making it hard for my players. But if one of my players wants to play a Blood Hunter, I'm basically giving the fucking gun to the fucking opponent. I'm just giving a fucking nuke to my opponents and it's just like, hold on. Boom. Character said, boom, dead.
Yeah.
The whole party gets TPK'd because one player killed themselves. Why would I fucking allow that? That even like a normal D&D, that's something I'm just like, Matt, you can just, this is a small edit, just say, hey, if you do my Blood Hunter class, you don't drop to 0 by your own fucking shit.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to implement the same kind of thing for my game. Like, okay, so thinking about it like in-universe wise, right? You become a Blood Hunter. You pretty much become a mixture, I can't remember how I explained it to Gabe earlier, but it was, you pretty much become Geralt of Rivia, mixed with an emo. You cut yourself, do damage to yourself to do even more damage to hunt monsters, become a monster to hunt monsters, yada yada. You know, the spiel.
Yeah.
Why, like, level 1 party members have their abilities as they've trained with them a little bit. They've gotten the bare minimum. And they understand how their base kind of powers work. Blood Hunter ones is the Blood Maledict. That really shouldn't should still do damage to them as it is, but they should have a high... It doesn't make any sense in my head that they would die from the power. Because they would probably train with it long enough to go like, okay, hey, there's this amount of point that I can go before dying. I know some people might say, but Matt made it this way because it's this badass power that could absolutely one-shot an enemy and with the right amount of rolls.
And to that, I would say, and let me piggyback off what you said.
Okay.
I have 3 things that base classes have that basically can one-shot pretty fairly easily, even at lower levels. Level 2, Action Surge from Fighter. Level 5, level 7, like from their fighter, rogues get their uncanny dodge ability, so that's still pretty low level.
Mm-hmm.
And Paladins get Smite.
Yep.
All 3, you can basically go nuclear. One, you just no damage, eh. No damage, eh. The other 2, you dying now.
Yeah. And, like, don't get us wrong, like, we understand the Blood Hunter's big thing is sacrifice over reward kind of thing. But, it, like, you still keep the sacrifice, because although it won't kill you, it can bring you down to 1 HP at a minimum. Which means you could be one-shot by a child.
Exactly. A literal rock sailing overhead could knock you in the head and you die.
Like, that's not a reference to someone in the game that we're taking inspiration from.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Like, and I even did it a little bit more too, where it does half your roll. We're already working with percentages with Barbarian. We're working with oh, if you go into a rage, you take half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slap bear based barbarian. Why the fuck are you basically saying, oh, as a blood hunter, I take the full damage when a fucking barbarian takes half at the same level?
Yeah, and like I know, like I I think we probably would have still made the change no matter what this was put in. But like, if the Blood Hunter class had a thing like down the road, they're like, oh yeah, so by like level 4, for example, you take half as much damage, or you don't. There's a minimum of 1 HP you can go down to when you use your ability. Like I feel like in my heart it should have grown into something of, yeah, you take this damage and everything, but it won't kill you. It can't, because you would have trained with it long enough.
Yeah.
And we love Matt Mercer. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy, and actually a pretty good DM.
He's a good DM. Like, honestly, he is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say it right there and now. Mm-hmm. Looking at his homebrew, they're not balanced.
Not at all. Okay, don't get us wrong. All of Matt's homebrew is absolutely cool. We love the ideas behind them.
Mm-hmm.
But they still need a little bit of tweaking, for better or for worse. Mostly better.
Yeah. Like, I looked on internet. Everybody dogs on Blood Hunter. Like, Blood Hunter is really cool. It is really cool. But it's such a high risk that it's barely worth the reward. Mm-hmm. You can still get the reward. You just need to make the risk. You can still keep the reward because the reward is good. A lot of the shit is really good. You just need to lower that risk. In my opinion, you just need to lower that risk threshold.
Or at least, like, counter the risk out a lot better.
Yeah. Because a lot of the subclasses, a lot of the stuff, oh, that's really cool. That's really awesome. Then you got the thing that's like, oh, wait a minute.
So I could do these cool abilities and everything, but it's gonna probably outright kill me, and the damage that it's gonna probably do to me is a lot more than it's gonna do to my enemies.
Yeah, and the reason why I chose the guns, for example, the reason why I chose the gunslinger class, John, instead of Matt Mercer's gunslinger, his guns misfire. And that can just waste your turn. And I'm not saying that it's not cool. A lot of the stuff is cool. It's that misfiring thing that's like, oh, well, my gun's jammed. He added too much realism in that, if that makes sense.
Like, this might be my own hot take. I kind of like that dynamic that the guns can jam and kind of break and everything. But I think he should have balanced it out a lot better where, like, there was no growth of, like, from, like, level 1 to, like, level 20 or however high Percy went. Like, I like the idea, like, oh, you miss or, like, you nat 1 and your gun kind of gets a bit fucked up. You guys spend some time to fix it. Guns in universe are quite powerful. And for example, the pepper box, while doing 1d4, you can shoot it 4 times before needing to reload. But I do also agree that he made it a bit too realism-wise, where after some time, the guns became absolutely useless until the end of the combat. That I think down the line, subclass-wise, you should have gotten some better stuff to kind of help keep your guns in better condition, or quickly clean them or fix them.
Shoot, I would even go as far as he should have made some grit abilities have level restrictions that make them more powerful because, like you said, like Matt, like from level 1 to level 20, Percy didn't really see as much change. He was trying to straightforward, but if you look at campaign 2, campaign 3, even campaign 1 with some of his co-players, they went fucking nuclear at the higher levels.
Absolutely.
He was just like a dude with a gun.
Yeah. And like there's no problem with Percy being a dude with a gun. There's a problem where like I know like his story kind of ended a little bit where it was like the first arc that we saw was going to Whitestone, defeating the Briarwoods, and then they were kind of gone. But like he also just seemed just like he didn't grow power wise either. Like he did grow character wise a good amount. But like there wasn't like, oh yeah, he gets better and more slick with his guns and everything. It was just like, okay, I can hit a little bit better, that's kinda cool. And I know it was Quirkrell's like first campaign, and stuff was still kind of a bit grindy. The cogs weren't fully greased up in the right way. But still kind of try and make the character abilities seem more interesting, more cool. And we're not blaming that.
I think my biggest issue, right? I think if I think about my biggest issue, we know that it came from Pathfinder. Like, that's been confirmed. It came from Pathfinder.
That is true.
Look at Pathfinder 2E, Gunslinger. And look at that subclass. It is night and day. Gunslinger's way fucking cooler in Pathfinder than it is with that subclass. It's like, holy shit, I get a crit. I'm putting people in the fucking dirt. Percy get a crit. You put people in the dirt, but not with the fucking remorse that fucking Rip can do.
Yeah.
Even if you remove the fucking Aether ability.
Yeah. And like, okay, if in my opinion, I think Matt should have, with the Gunslinger class, should have went down the route of giving the guns, like, Percy should have gotten different fighting styles from taking the Gunslinger subclass. Kind of like the different paths in Pathfinder, where, like, there was the Pistolero that was a generic gunslinger, like, Western kind of thing. Or a kind of a show-off trickster kind of guy. Do you even like the
I just had a really cool idea.
Yes. Go on.
Get fighting styles, like you know how you have the defense now that as an additional like level 6, level 10, somewhere around there, like the mid level. You know what I'm saying? Where it basically is like, hey, at this level, you basically have mastered your guns to gain a special fighting style.
Hell yeah.
Because let's be real, of the types of gunslingers that basically was, he was a sniper.
He was.
He should have been treated as a fucking sniper, where he basically is like, oh, dragon at 10 o'clock? Bam!
Yeah.
Put you in a box. And yeah, the magic item helped him become way fucking cooler. But if you look at it, like if you honestly look at it, it's extremely situational.
It's true.
Like Matt, basically, like I know he loves his friends. Like he's like me, he loves his friends. He loves them dearly. It really feels like he fucking dicked over Taliesin for his first 2 characters. Like, am I wrong to say that? It felt like he dicked them over.
Yeah, like I mean, like I don't think like Matt was trying to. I think it was mostly like Talos saying, "Hey, I want this and this and this." And Matt going, "Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna see what I can do."
yeah. And he did a good job. I'll admit he did a good job.
Absolutely.
But as a DM, you have certain obligations, right?
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that everyone is having fun. Everyone's having an equal amount of fun. And I do feel Tevin did, otherwise he would have left.
Oh, you know,
I don't think
absolutely.
that would have stayed. But there's a limit of your characters, your players saying, "Oh, they're having fun," and you feeling like they're not. And I felt like when you look at fucking Grog, you look at Keyleth, you look at everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like Percy got left in the dust, like pretty early on.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I do fully agree that like everyone kind of like by the end of the campaign, even the search for Bob or Grog, when Grog decided to make the great decision to go, ooh, card, what did this mean? And then fucking dies. Everyone had a arc, like a big arc. They absolutely changed. Percy just regained his throne.
Yeah.
You didn't take anything with him. I don't think he even fully like purified himself from the whatever.
Like canonically he did purify himself from the darkness, but it didn't feel like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I know he got rid of the gun. I know he changed things around, but like even Percy still said that like his soul was still tied. He still had the deal. There was no okay. I'm gonna make sure this is fully taken away from me, so I'm fully free. It was just like it's at bay right now, and he's not coming back. It was like when you look at like the big arcs for every single character.
And I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna honestly say something.
Hmm?
Matt missed an amazing point point as a DM for a BBEG. Because, oh yeah, the dude gone. Instead of bringing in Vecna, he could have brought in who the fucking dude was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who the Dark Mist actually was. They're like, hello, Percy. Like, tell me if I'm wrong. That would have been way more terrifying.
I can make it even more scarier. Have Vecna be shown as the BBG and everything, and then Vecna gets one-shotted by the darkness. Ooh. And just appears like, oh, a pawn out of my way. And still Vecna being a BBG was really cool and everything, but it was like, oh yeah, this is your BBG, this is your main evil villain.
Like, it didn't. I think that's my
powerful. Like Vecna was powerful, he didn't feel powerful.
He didn't feel powerful, and he came out left.
Yeah.
Like, he honestly, truly came out of fucking left field. Mm-hmm. It felt like Matt was trying to figure out a way to wrap up the story and was just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. And don't get us wrong, Matt ended the story in a very interesting, really cool way. But looking at the ending of Campaign 2 and then Campaign 1, there was absolute growth, which is good. But the sheer difference of we defeated this evil versus we defeated this monster, this great big threat.
And do you mind if I hype you up a little bit?
Be my guest.
Currently, my amazing co-host, as John here, in his campaign, he has gone on record and set up multiple BBGs for where we are in the story.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, all of them feel like they belong. Every BBEG feels like someone we have to take down now. We don't have a choice to leave any of them alive.
And for anyone that's trying to become an awesome DM, my advice for this is don't go into the game with a single BBG in mind. Think about a bunch of characters that would want different things to kind of take that role and to have the party figure out which one's the real BBG.
I'll actually say this. Setup.
Yes.
You can have one. You can have one BBEG. But you need to set them up as such. You can't just be like, here you go. Like Matt did. That is... It turns off a lot of things. And it's just like...
Like, we don't mean like session one be like, oh yeah, this is your big enemy. Set up as in like, when you introduce this enemy, or this BBG, you still have them like do something evil or kind of just appear, but make the party fear what they're not seeing this person is doing.
You don't even have to make them fear. You can set them up as, for a while, as someone that they think as their friend. They think this has, or someone that's passing by them occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to make their presence felt in some way. That way, if you do like the turncoat villain, you have them like be like their best friend for a bit. Like, yeah, I'm here. I'm helping you out. And then when they feel like they're safe, sink to one of the player characters, and all of a sudden they're bleeding out. They're like, I thought you were my friend.
No. You give me money now. You start.
Or if they're doing the shadowy type of deal, their presence is felt across the land. But it takes a while for the players to finally meet them. And when they do, they feel why his presence was felt. They fear who this person is.
And also with your BBG, or even like minor BBGs, like kind of henchmen of the BBG, show and tell. Like if you are having an enemy or a BBG that's full on big and evil, have the world almost change because they're there. Like not like full on like change timeline wise, but like the BBG's out there doing something. The party can know exactly what he's doing. From like either like murdering entire villages to kicking babies or something, right?
It doesn't. I don't even go as far as it doesn't have to be major.
Hmm?
Just show and tell. Like it, the villain could be like one of those smart villains that don't try to play it, like move in absolute loudness. They move in silence. But you feel like there's destructions in towns that there shouldn't be. There's death surrounding places that naturally are normally full of life. You don't have to give away your BBG, but you have to make their presence felt.
Yes.
And that's what I don't like about Vecna. Vecna came in at the end, and his presence was not felt. The Briarwoods and the Chroma Conclave felt. You felt their presence on the world around them.
Yes.
Vecna, it was just like, oh, I'm a BBG that's been well known.
I know I'm in the history books. I know the books say I'm doing really evil stuff, which I'm doing, but like, I'm not really affecting the world. It was just like you could have a BBG use other people as distractions to cause chaos, like the Kova Conclave and everything. But your BBG still has to have an impact on the world. Like, it doesn't have to be anything major or big, but it's like looking over papers that have a bunch of names of all your biggest villains on there, and then written on the back, in tiny writing, it's just the name of your BBG. And the players go, well, shit. This BBG is tied to this. Knowing what the BBG did, or even not did.
Because in my opinion, John, you're a note taker. For BBG, for example, my campaign, Pathfinder campaign, does my BBG, the villains, do they feel like they have an impact on the world?
Oh, they fully do. I'm still trying to figure out like how much of an impact they have on everything. Because it's making our job of killing them all even harder.
Exactly.
I mean, with all my villains in my game, I know there's a lot of them that could be the BBG or end up being BBG. Like, for instance, Evelyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. What are your thoughts on Evelyn right now, who has done a bunch of really terrible and shitty things? Could do a lot of really evil things. But now it's decided to sit.
I honestly would say I regret releasing her upon the world.
Mm-hmm.
I regret doing what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's affecting people in such tragic ways.
Yeah. And I think it also doesn't help that some of the parties split on what exactly to do with her too.
Exactly. Another one of them, the God of Order, he's pissed off everybody.
Yeah.
And then the last one, it changes how I view your knowledge keeper god. Like the dude's just like, okay, yeah.
And all three of them have their own desires of what they really want. Evelyn, the party knows what she kind of wants. For Kane being another one, I don't think you guys fully know exactly what he really desires.
Yeah. We just know whatever it is not good.
Yep. And then the Order guy, so the God of Order was once a part of the main pantheon that is now being messed with by another pantheon that's trying to take over. I don't think the party fully knows why he betrayed his own kind, or what he really wants. So making your villains feel real and threatening, not in a physical way, but Well, like a physical as well as a what's the word I'm thinking of? Political kind of way, or
Yeah. There's many different ways.
yeah,
There's many different ways. They just have to feel like they don't necessarily have to feel like evil. They have to feel antagonistic. The best way to describe it, they have to feel antagonistic to your player's goals.
mm-hmm.
In some way, shape, or form, there has to be some type of reason that they are against your players.
And it doesn't have to be anything extremely big or like world breaking. It could just be, hey, he's trying to save his dog or his wife, and that's why he's doing all these different things. You could have a villain that thinks he's actually, or they are actually the real hero. Or you just have a guy that just kicks puppies.
And your party just really likes puppies. Like they just can keep adopting animals.
Yep.
Well, if they keep adopting animals, even if you had an original plan for your BBG, look at where your party is. Because
Yes.
did you have those ideas going in with your BBGs that they would be again these would be the BBGs you chose for our party?
Oh yeah. So my game I've tried to run a few times and it never fully go through because we either got distracted or kind of restarted. The original BBG plan was supposed to be the old god of death, who's going to steal the souls of all mortals and start controlling everything. But my party decided to go in a different direction. So the BBG has changed to reflect what you guys would want to fight and deal with more.
Yeah. And so if your party keeps adopting animals, just get this dude that just killing animals.
Yeah.
Just start stabbing people.
Or if your party does take in a lot of animals, and you don't want to make a monster that kills animals, because you like puppies and cats and everything, fake it. I did that to you guys. You guys were about to fucking kill me.
Yeah. Because it's a good job.
Yeah. And for anyone wondering, it's like a small story. When the party tried to, when Evelyn was released and then she decided to disappear, she stole one of my players. She had like a interdimensional key that had all of her pets and collected animals and elementals in it. And I can't remember if someone was scrying on Evelyn, but they saw a ritual circle with a dead cat-like creature on the floor.
No, I think Lily walked in.
Oh yeah, it would have been Lily. But somehow the party saw that there was a dead small creature that was resembling one of the players' favorite pet. And everyone was just like, oh shit. But I faked it and said, oh no, it's just some other random creature. No, the cat's perfectly fine. It's a very happy kitty. And I was about to get smited. But it would have been worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how you build enemies that your party hate. Next time, since we're running out of time, we will discuss how to build a better D&D world or a better campaign world that gives you your party the vibe that you wanted to go with. Since I don't know if you feel this way, John, but I feel in your world, I feel like we definitely are going with the vibe that you want for your world.
That's true, but also I do believe, actually I know for a fact the world has also kind of changed depending on how you guys have interacted with it.
Yeah, it definitely has. But starting out, I feel like it gives the characters, these are the basis of how your D&D world is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, base change, and we will also discuss that. But it will be about how to build a good D&D world.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, we're signing out.
Take care, guys.